is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring, outside the ring, it's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling. Come on!
And now, here's Nick and Keith.
Welcome back to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. As you can see, it's time, Keith. Money in the Bank predictions. Money in the Bank will be held in Toronto this year, July 6th. That is this Saturday. It is going to be a good time, and there's a lot that will happen during the event, and then like every PLE, there's a lot after. We're going to get into it, but Keith, how are you, buddy? And then give it to me. What do you want to see? Let's hear it.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Same old kind of on this end here. I'm stoked, man. You know I love, we go back and forth. I like Money in the Bank a lot. We talked about it in our Mount Rushmore. Check that video out here when you're done here. We talked about that in our Mount Rushmore of matches. I love Money in the Bank. I hope, like every time we talk about this, that this is the one to get it back on track to be something. And I feel like it really could this year now, because we're not in this realm of like, you know, one person's holding the brand new title, one person's had the title for 400 some odd days, so we're not, or six, whatever Roman ended up with, 700, 900 days. Like, you know, there's good options for it. We're not like going to have somebody win it and cash in for the United States Championship again, in theory. So,
yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Again, this is like, I don't know, at this time, this feels like it's one of the big four, maybe now five, but this seems like it's, right above Survivor Series. There's just a lot that goes into it. And then obviously the mystery factor, of who's going to win Money in the Bank. There's a lot there. I mean, you could just rattle off three of the names in the men's. It's Jay, it's Drew, and it's LA. And even Chad. I mean, there's four right there that have been building, and we'll get to it. But yeah, I'm excited too. But I don't know, this may sound a little funny, but I'm more excited for the Priest match, Priest and Seth. I feel like Priest he's just stepped up, and I mean, it's really fun to see what Judgment Day, what they've been doing. Obviously, add Liv into the mix. They just won the tag team the titles, so there's a lot here, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to this match. This is the Bloodline. So this is the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and KO will take on, it says here, Keith, the Bloodline. I don't know if it's the Bloodline 2.0, 1.0. I've been going
Bloodline 2.0.
It's not the original 2.0 or Bloodline, but it is the Bloodline. And this storyline, Keith, has been like a roller coaster. It's been really high, really low, really high, and then after WrestleMania 40, it's been, coasting, and it's starting to get there. It's starting to climb. Tick, 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 tick.
We're climbing the hill again for sure.
Yep, we're climbing the hill. The thing with Heyman on Friday, bawling his eyes out. I mean, just going through the commentary table. Amazing. I mean, this guy is just phenomenal. But this is not about Paul Heyman. It's about these guys. So Keith, give it to me. Let's hear it, brother.
Yeah, so I was looking down the whole card, and we'll obviously going to look down all of it as we get through it here. But a lot of the matches, I feel like, whatever. A couple of matches here tonight are tough calls for me. This is one of them. It was a tough call to get into it, but I feel like it's got to be the Bloodline going over here. They're like seemingly like at full strength again now, and because they're at full strength now, they got to like start getting some wins under their belt. They've been around a lot. They've like done some things, but like there hasn't been any like big match wins. Like Tama lost to Randy, like he's not in the Money in the Bank match now and everything. Like there's been like some drops there. So, the Bloodline's got to win. They got to start getting some clout behind them. And I feel like because there's like been all this kind of talk of like everyone seems to think we're doing Randy Cody at SummerSlam, like maybe that's what gets started here. There's some kind of something or other where there's some kind of seeds are starting to get sown here for that lead up to that in SummerSlam, even though we're kind of should be doing more than sowing seeds. We should be like getting ready to pick that plan out at this point because we only got a month left now. But it's got to be the Bloodline here. They have to start reestablishing themselves, and who better to be able to do it than these three studs next to me here to help them get back over. The only downside with it, unfortunately, is that I think this means KO is going to take the pin from the team because, Cody's the champ. If we're doing Randy Cody at SummerSlam, they gotta keep him looking good too. So I think KO is going to take the pin, but yeah, I think Bloodline goes over. What do you got?
I'm with you on this one too. I think that just it needs to happen, and there's so many reasons. I mean, the first reason is this is not a singles match for the Undisputed Championship, so Cody can lose, and it wouldn't hurt him.
Right.
Two, there has to be something here. Maybe to get started with the Randy and Cody thing. I don't know if it's here, but I feel like this is where it may start. I don't know what exactly would happen, but yeah, they need a big win. I mean, it's just wouldn't make sense. I mean, why would you have Bloodline, go into this match? Why would you even have the match if you don't want if the end result isn't the Bloodline winning?
Right.
Cody, KO, and Randy do not need to tag, do not need to be in this match. Cody is just, the golden child right now. And I think when it comes down to it, this is going to kick ass. And Bloodline it's just going to be so much fun because, again, it's the unknown. I mean, of course, we know about Jacob and we know about the family, but seeing Jacob for the first time on national television was calling him by his first name because we know him that well. Jacob Fatu, I don't even know if that's his name. I guess it is for right now.
No, they have him.
Just the mystery factor, and this is too easy. I mean, then again, I said Chad Gable was going to win every single match the past 3 predictions. So what the hell do I know? But this seems pretty easy, Keith.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I feel like it has to be them. They gotta start getting some clout behind them, or else it's just not gonna. We're not buying it for much longer, really. So
no.
Here.
Let's do it, buddy. Let's get to the next match. And let's not wait the entire episode. Let's talk about it. This is the Money in the Bank men's match, and you can see it here. It's LA Knight, Keith.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Jey Uso, and the duder of 2023, Chad Gable.
Master Gable.
This is it. You talked about it in the very beginning. You said maybe these matches will mean something. Maybe the briefcase will mean something with the new regime. I mean, if you want to start your new regime with a pay-per-view like this, PLE, excuse me, this is how you do it. This is how you make a mark. I mean, anyone in this match, maybe except Andrade, I could see win it. There's just so many stakes here because look at it, Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm.
Past 3 predictions. I just said it. He's going to win. Yep. He's going to win. He's going to win.
Yep.
I thought about it.
I said it last one.
No. Yeah. Even you did. And
I did. I thought it was happening last time.
Yeah. LA Knight. What's going to happen? Is it at Cleveland at SummerSlam against Logan? Drew, is he going to get it back again? Carmelo, rookie. He could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see someone like Gable, but I don't know. But let me throw it over to you, brother. What do you got here?
Yeah, I mean, just like I'm glad we went here second because, just like I was talking about,
it's too much. It's too much
the six man being a tough call. Like this was a tough call too. There's a case, pun intended. There's a case to be made for like 5 of these 6 guys to win this match. I mean, Jay, Carmelo, Gable, Knight, McIntyre. Sorry, Andrade. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think anybody else really thinks you're winning it. I'm sorry. Dude.
No,
you're fine. You're good, but like,
you're the speed champion.
But it's just Melo hasn't really been pushed enough yet to me to like justify really winning it. Like Melo was huge. He was so over in NXT. I don't know what the mistranslation has been so far on the main roster, but I don't feel like I don't feel like Melo is as money now as he was in NXT. But like. I don't know that him winning it, like I can't really see him winning it and being like a believable holder or like eventual casher-inner for it. But like, I don't know. I can also see them using this as a tool to try to get him over, but that's risky because then you're getting into that theory territory again. And I'm not all for that really. Gable's coming out of the big IC title chase and everything. I think he would be fantastic as a briefcase holder, but especially once they like officially align him with like the Creeds or Diamond Mine or whatever they're all going by now. But like,
Yeah.
Once Team Angle 2.0, shows up, him with the Money in the Bank would be a fantastic thing going on. But he's also like all wrapped up surprisingly in like the new like Wyatt 6 stuff. So like I don't know that they're gonna fudge around and all of that too much. So like I don't think he's gonna get it here either. No. LA Knight, should have won it last year. No offense to Damian Priest, but like he should have won it last year. And if he won it here, he'd still get a huge pop for it because he's still super over. But like again, he's kind of like balls deep in it with like Logan over the US strap, and I think he's going to take that off of him at SummerSlam, or at least we're getting the first match there at SummerSlam or whatever. But so I don't think he's getting the case. He doesn't really need it either. I'm leaning toward we had a whole thing about it talking with Justin, but I'm leaning toward Jay, and I'll lock him in as like my prediction. But he's like another one I just don't really see. Like, I don't know what it is for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the biased wrestling fan or the stupid wrestling fan in me that like I can't separate him from like the Usos as a thing. Like I can't see him being like holding a world title or being like I can't see the briefcase or the world title even like getting him over any more than like he already is. But like I also know that like if he wins the Money in the Bank, if he wins the briefcase, they'll sell 1.5 billion Money in the Yeet or Yeet in the Bank or whatever the hell it's called, like replica briefcases and shirts on it or whatever. But like, I don't really want him to win it, but I think he will. And Drew winning it only makes sense if they're going to use it to get further heat on him and Punk again. I've said before, I'll say again, I'll say over and over to anybody who wants to listen, the Drew and Punk feud doesn't need a title. It never did. It never will. Doesn't need to be there. So Priest doesn't really need the briefcase to have an excuse to get it. But I could also see an awesome thing of Drew winning it, cashing it in later on in the night in the Rollins Priest match, and when he cashes in, Punk comes out and costs him that shot again. Like, that would be amazing. I don't know that they're that creative and they're that smart about it, and I also don't really want to see the Money in the Bank briefcase used as like a prop like that, because that's also getting back into like, what is the point of it then again?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Jay. I'm not super stoked on it, but I'm gonna go with Jay. I talked a lot there. What do you got, man?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's tough just because I don't even think Jay needs it, but I think he's earned a shot for the title, but I don't think he needs it. Chad, I mean, you ran down the list pretty well. It just wouldn't make sense. Andrade, nice to be here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
LA, I want to lean so much towards LA because it just that makes sense. Even him in the Logan feud, it just makes sense. He doesn't need to. I know it's going to be for the title if it's at SummerSlam or the next PLE. So as much as I want to say it's LA, it's just doesn't make any sense. I mean, they did have a little thing at the pool at Logan's house, so they're working towards it. So just giving him the briefcase, man, I want to say Drew so bad, but then again, it just doesn't make sense, So then give it to someone like Carmelo, right? Like,
I'll be honest with you, man. Jay for me it's a head over heart pick. I mean, in my heart, I want LA Knight to win, but I think that Jay is going to. So
logically, it doesn't make sense for Gable, LA Knight, or Andrade. So
that's what I'm getting at. Though. Like that's what sucks is that like it does make sense for Gable too. It does make sense for LA Knight too. It does make sense for Carmelo too. But like. Yeah. Because of these little asterisks that are with other things they got going on or like who they are or where they are right now in the company and stuff, like it doesn't because of that. But like, yeah, man, I could see Melo holding the briefcase. They just got to do it right and not like, screw it up like they did with Theory and have him hold it for too long and then, have a failed cash in a U.S. title match. Like, do it right, give him more TV time, let him talk more, give him more to do with it, and hopefully he can smash it out of the park.
So what would be the plan? It wouldn't be against Jay.
That's
wouldn't
the tough
be against.
Thing. I mean,
or Cody. Excuse me. It wouldn't be against Cody. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah,
it is a year.
That's the I mean, you have the year,
but is Cody going to lose it in a year? I mean,
you never know. It's going to depend. It's got to. That's what I mean. It all depends on like what happens with it. But that's like the good thing with it is that you have this like, it's a good like safety net. God forbid Cody, rips his pec again and it like worse this time though or something, and he's got to like miss time.
Yeah.
Rather than him, just having to vacate the title or anything, we can have, whoever's holding it. If it's Carmelo holding it, Carmelo comes out, beats the crap out of him with a chair, takes it to him really good and just goes, yo, here, pins him, takes it off him. Cool, I have it now. Even because then then it doesn't matter. Like he's a transitional champion almost at that point. And like,
what do you think about Punk? Does he show up again? Because that's the issue with me. Because I am leaning towards Drew, but if Punk comes out and does I don't know, he could come out and do a Brock Lesnar thing. To be honest, I mean, can we do TBA? Like I don't NA. Like I'm gonna go with Drew, but I want to hear what you got there. What would happen? I mean,
I could see that. I could see him showing up just to like, to cost Drew. Like maybe Drew's up on the ladder and then the distracts him and
but again,
Punk shows up from under the ring and tips the ladder over, pushes Drew through some tables so he doesn't win it, and then whoever climbs it up there after.
There's some sketchy shit with Wyatt Six and Chad. I mean,
probably someone's going to appear
ladder when he's up on the ladder. I mean, come on, if I can come up with that, I think Trips has an idea there. LA, I don't think Logan would interfere. Andrade, again, nice to see you, man. We respect you, but it's just like you're not the guy, like that meme. I'm not that guy. Carmelo not now, again. Carmelo is it's not edging out, but he is really close to because that's what Money in the Bank's all about.
Right.
Those types of guys, but it's not Vince anymore. It's Trips. I don't know. The only reason I'm not going with Hayes is because of the amount of storyline and the amount of weight that title holds right now. Right. With Cody. It was Roman, then it's Cody, then it was Drew for the other title, and then it was Seth, Drew, and then Priest, and Priest is just killing it. So no. So give me Drew, buddy.
All right. Locking it in. You got Drew, I got Jay.
Locking it in. Let's get to it, man. This is one of the other matches. I guess every match is pretty awesome. But
they're all.
I can't wait. So it is your Intercontinental Champion, Sami, will go one-on-one with Bron Breakker, and this is it, man. This is what they were building towards, and Bron Breakker has not lost a step. I said it in the past episode that I thought maybe his mic skills and all that, but I think that's more related to that was his first big promo on the main roster.
Right.
So, like, I mean, who wouldn't have nerves? And it's in your blood too, so you don't want to screw up. But after that, man, his matches have been really good. His mic work has been really, really good in that whole thing with, I think it was him and Drew, right? Him and Drew and Sheamus last week, or I don't know. But he held his own one week during the promo battle. I said it, Chad, past 3 PLEs, and I was wrong. I'm going to let you take this first.
All right. No, that's fine. This is another one of the ones I was saying. It's a tough one for me because this is very much my heart says Sami retains, but my head says Breakker winning makes more sense. I'm really hoping this gets turned into a triple threat between now and Saturday and adding Sheamus into the mix.
Okay.
That's probably wishful thinking. I don't think that's going to happen. It'd be really awesome if it does, because that would easily turn this into match of the night. Before it even starts, before the event even starts, this would be match of the night if it was Sami, Sheamus, and Bron Breakker. But
it's tough.
I just I want the world for Sami. But as much as I love him, his reign's just been kind of like meh, to be honest. And it's like it's not his fault. Like it's hard to be as interesting and everything as a title holder when you take it off the guy who like not only shattered the record for the longest reigning longest intercontinental title reign, but like while he was on the road to shattering it, he was booked like just a world beating monster. So whoever wins that after him is not going to look as interesting, or not going to it's not going to be as exciting. And that's not a knock on Sami at all. Stone Cold could have won it off of Gunther, and we still would probably be having the same conversation. Exactly. Like it just is what it is.
It's tough. Yeah. Doesn't matter who you are.
I think they seem to be kind of pushing Bron as the new like absolute just beast, like world beater, like your Lesnar kind of void that we've been having. So I'm going with him to win it here. He's going to get his first main roster singles gold here. And then I don't know where Sami goes from here. But
yeah,
I think it's Bron here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sam. I love you. If you're watching this, I'm sorry.
It's tough. And another thing before I get to my prediction, but the other thing too is the styles are just so different. Not saying it's a good or bad thing, because I think Sami can adapt to any kind of style. If it's Gunther, if it's his wild cannon like Braun Breaker, I mean, he just adapts. And that's why he's so good. And that's why he's your champion. And that's why he beat Gunther at WrestleMania 40. But this just, again, this is a match for Braun. You know, as much as I said this is a match for Gable the past 3 PLEs, I just see that for all that the hype was for Braun in NXT, what did he do? He didn't perish. He stepped up. He looked amazing. His promo was great. Everything about it, his look, everything's great. And I feel like this is similar to his rise in NXT. This is now his time to step up, his rise on the main roster. He's got the look. And you know, the kids love that extreme Goldberg-esque, you know, Brock Lesnar-esque. And even grown-ass men like me and you, we still dig that kind of style.
Oh, man, and what was it? Last week, 2 weeks ago, the spot when he took off this way around the ring as Kaiser was coming the other way and just nailed him.
Yeah,
like,
it brings us back to that's the kind of shit I watched when I was younger.
Exactly,
you know?
That's exactly
to an extent. I know it's PG and it's still on national television, but Netflix is coming up, and that's another day, another time. But I'm gonna go Braun. I mean, I bet against Sami every PLE. Gonna do it again.
Yeah, man.
I'm going Braun. It's just too perfect. I mean, extreme loose cannon going against this guy who just did something really, really awesome. But, you know, maybe he needs a break. Maybe he needs to go do a comedy show or something on Netflix. I don't know. But Braun it is, brother.
Yeah, man. It's just the way to
get to it. Let's get to the women's Money in the Bank match. It is Io, Lyra, Tiffany, Naomi, Stark without an S, thank you, and your girl Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green. I hate saying this, but this is just a blah match, man. I mean, even on paper, it's like, what are we doing, man? Again, Naomi, great. I love her. Insert her. It's kind of like Andrade. Throw her, you know, give her a bone. It's nice. She's done a lot here. Stark, up and coming. Seems like she's been up and coming for 2 years now. She was her Trisha's rookie or caddy. You want to say? Caddy. Where did that go? And and then something with maybe Mandy for a hot minute, and I think even who's the blood sport, what's her name? The submission specialist that you love so much. Yeah.
Dana Baszler.
Yeah, Baszler. Tiffany is the only shining star here, man. But it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense for Tiffany, kind of like Carmelo. As much as it's a Money in the Bank briefcase is, you know, was created for people like them. Right now, I just don't think it's going to be Tiffy. I'm going to go with your girl. I'm sorry. I think that's going to be your pick too, and this might be boring for all of us, but it just makes sense. It just makes sense for Chelsea Green. She's just kicking ass. I mean, everything they give her, even if it is, you know, being what was it, Nacho Green or whatever at the last PLE, coming in with the mask on. What did she do? She killed it. She's going to lose like Hawkins did back in the day every single Monday and Friday. She'll do it, you know, and she'll like it. And that's the kind of wrestlers you want on your roster to step up, even if it's 180-0 streak, you know. And She's got the chops. She's great on the mic. Yeah. Is she great in the ring? She'll get the job done. Keith, I was going to call you Chad. Sorry, Keith. Chad Gable. I'm still thinking about that. PLE, 3 in a row. Oh, damn it. Yeah, shut me up. Chelsea Green is going to win this, and I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they can do, but it's going to be a nice little win for her. Woo, woo, woo. Give it to me. What do you got?
No, right on, man. So, just like I was saying with the last one that, heart says Sami, head says Bron. Dude, head, heart, mind, body, soul, all of them are saying it's Chelsea Green that's winning this one here.
But what are you thinking? What's your head saying?
The reason it's going to be her is because she is going to be absolutely incredible as just the person who holds the briefcase, especially with Piper Niven watching her back the whole time. And then
good point.
When she inevitably cashes in, whether she wins or loses, it doesn't matter because they have a fantastic story there with it to be done either way. She wins, awesome. She has the title. Piper does her dirty work for her. Make sure she keeps it for however long until she inevitably turns on her and then challenges her for it. Maybe Piper beats her. Maybe she doesn't. That's a different story for a different day. She cashes in. She loses. Oh, my God. The work that she'll do being talking about the injustice of, whatever happened, just general complaining about how it just was unfair that she lost and all this. And just, it's going to be beautiful. No matter what, she wins it. Anything that comes out of it is going to be absolutely perfect.
But isn't that a waste?
No, it's not. Because that's what I'm saying. She can't. I'm just saying that whether she wins or loses, we have something good to come out of it. I'm not hoping for her to lose because then, yes, that is kind of a waste. But if she loses, there's something great to come out of it. It's not Theory cashing in and not winning a U.S. title shot. It's not Corbin cashing in on friggin' Jinder Mahal and losing to him in 6 seconds because John Cena interferes in some way right before the match starts. No way. It's none of those. It's a good thing to be told. It's her still, she tries to cash in on whatever. She tries to cash in on Rhea. Rhea's back. Rhea wins it. She tries to cash in on Rhea. Rhea kills her. And then we get 6 months of Chelsea trying to go after Rhea for stuff. And Rhea just being just stiff arming her out of the way and just, making it worse and worse. And it's again, like you just said about Chelsea being the Hawkins almost, she can eat that stuff and she can run with it. She can really chew the scenery with that stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of amazed you think this is going to be a boring match, man. EO with ladders is going to be solid. Tiffy always pulls some wild shit out of here.
Trash can and jump off the ladder again.
Hey, I'm for it. You can keep jumping down the trash cans. I'm all for it, man.
Scotty.
But, either way, it's going to be Chelsea because, EO doesn't need it again. Lyra and Tiffy both have, plenty of time to have their respective moments.
Yeah, but it's Tiffy's.
Like you said, I could see Tiffy being a damn good briefcase holder, too, for a lot of the same reasons I just said about Chelsea. She just doesn't have the heater like Chelsea has with Piper. So Tiffy will get her time. Naomi, with the most respect that I can give her, the most respect I can give her in the world, she just still needs to be brought back to where she was before, where I can believe her being, the briefcase holder of the champ again. And Zoe is just, I don't know. I don't know what it is with her. I like Zoe Stark. I just don't. It's kind of the same thing as Naomi. I'm not there with it. I don't see her.
Yeah.
I don't see it being a thing for her. So
she's
Chelsea.
Blah.
It's Chelsea. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so funny that we're picking the men's. It's I don't know. It could really be Drew. It could really be this. We're it's definitely Chelsea.
It's this.
And you know what? It's even funnier too. Is Tiffy's the right choice. With the men's, we know it's Jay would be really cool, but there's no right choice for this match. Maybe it's just my opinion, but for this match, the choice is Tiffany, and
Chelsea.
it's not going to be. Yeah, well, I'm picking Chelsea too, but it's just.
Oh, you're saying the right choice is Tiffany, but you're going with Chelsea.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, buddy. Let's get to the main event. Seth Rollins will go one-on-one with your champion, the World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. And Keith, this might just be a singles match on paper, but there's more to it. So if Seth wins, El Champion, Damian Priest, can will have to must leave the Judgment Day. If I could say it, I would. The Judgment Day, he will go, he will vanish, he will no longer be part of the Judgment Day. And if Priest beats Rollins can never challenge Priest for that title ever again.
Right.
Forget about that. That whole thing is just stupid. I don't know why they add it. It's like a Vince McMahon thing. Maybe Vince talked to Trips and said, you know what, maybe this is a good idea.
Yeah, right, here's the thing.
Yep. Excuse me. I just see there's so much to do with Priest. And I know this match was just I honestly don't know why Seth came back so quickly. I'm not upset about it.
Yeah.
I think he is, he is the man. He is the guy for Monday for WWE, to be honest. Little too quick, but maybe, he had enough of the kid. So he's back. And pretty much this became a feud because Priest really wanted to cash in and beat Seth at Mania, but he couldn't do that. He's a champion. For me, this is an easy choice here. It's going to be Damian Priest, and it's not just because maybe Drew will cash in that night or Punk will come out and interrupt the match or just interfere. I think for me, there's just so much behind Priest, and it's not, what has he done for me lately? It's what he does every Monday night.
Right.
He's the first guy you see. That's what you want as a champion. He does a pretty good promo. Maybe it's not the best, but he gets the job done. And then, of course, what's happening with the Judgment Day right now? If he loses, what's the whole thing with Liv? What's the whole thing with Finn and what's his name? Big Head. I'm so bad with JD. Yeah, what's the deal there with the tag team? We just won the titles. It just, there's too many dots not to connect here for Priest to not walk away. Now, will there be some kind of interference? I mean, come on. There's got to be something. I mean, Priest, on paper, cannot beat Seth Rollins. On paper, every time, I'm going with Seth Rollins. But the past few title matches, I think probably every title match, there's been some kind of interference or some kind of bullshit trickery. I would not like to see that. I think Priest can win and can beat Seth Rollins, shoulders on the mat, 1, 2, 3. I think that would be more helpful for his tenure as the champion here. So easy one for me, Priest. What do you got here, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I hope this, like we said, I always say with the predictions, I hope it's not too boring for everyone because it's only really differing on the men's Money in the Bank. But it's, it's going to be Priest, man. I said it before. I'll keep saying it until it happens. Priest is not losing that title until SummerSlam when he drops it to Gunther. Because Gunther has the shot at SummerSlam because he won King of the Ring. Priest retains until then. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Gunther has that title shot at SummerSlam. It doesn't make sense to put to take the title off of Priest, put it on somebody else to give it to Gunther at SummerSlam. And I'm so confident that Gunther is winning it at SummerSlam that's why I'm putting it that way. I'm sure there are a lot of people that are like, you're stupid. He's not going to win it there. It doesn't matter who it is. People probably think Priest is going to still retain it off of him. And that's fine. Everyone's allowed there to be wrong. That's okay. So you can all be wrong. But that's what it is. Priest is going to retain because he's not dropping. He's going to drop it at SummerSlam to Gunther.
Why would you go ahead?
No, plus it really just this whole added stipulation of if Priest wins, Seth can't challenge him for it again. If Rollins wins,
but what's that really saying?
What do you mean?
Right? Like, what is that really telling us? Why do this out of nowhere? That's what I want to know. Why it must be leading to something, right? Like, why would they do it?
Well, so that's what I mean, though. Like, the added stipulation makes no sense to have. Like, that just furthers that the Priest is going to win because it doesn't make any sense for him to leave the Judgment Day right now. Like, it doesn't make any sense for him to leave it in general, but especially right now with, like, Rhea, like, away, Priest is, like, the main, like, guiding force behind the whole Judgment Day. So, like, he can't go anywhere from there right now. He's got to stay in there. So, like, adding that stipulation just makes it more of, like, a thing that he's going to win. I mean, I honestly don't think there's too much more to why this match is happening other than it was just like Rollins came back and they're like, well, we want to make sure we have a champion being like a world championship being defended on every PLE we do now. So like, Cody's in the triple threat or the 6-man tag. So like, well, we got to have the match for him. So Seth comes back so we can do this thing here. And it's a decent enough story of, Priest being like, I really wanted to cash in on you, but you decided to try, you went and dropped it to Drew. So here we go.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man, maybe it ends up being because like the more we've like talked about this, we've gone along, like, I'm not going to switch my answer or anything or my prediction, but like
Drew cashes in.
I'm kind of thinking more of it like Drew wins, like the night opens with the men's Money in the Bank. Drew wins it. This main events. Priest retains, and then Drew comes out to cash in, and Punk screws it up. Like Punk fucks it up for him. Like that's good writing. Like it's like another one of those, like, it's too good to not do. Yeah, like everything has been with like the Drew and Punk feud, but I don't know. I'm sticking with what I said with the Money in the Bank because I don't want it to be a waste like that either. But that would be
it's tough too because you want that. You want that. You want to see that at the end. Oh shit moment like we saw at WrestleMania. Oh my God, Priest is here, and maybe there's something. I mean, again, let's write this. Drew's about to cash in. Punk's music hits. He stops him. I mean, there's so many different opportunities for that to happen or something else to happen. But if you have Jay win it, it's like, okay, it's a good moment, but where are we going? You're not going to go one-on-one with Cody. You're not going to go one-on-one with Priest because he's in this, this triangle of whatever with, Punk and, well, now I guess Seth and Drew. And so I don't know, man. That I was joking when I said Drew would cash in. I still think Drew's going to win, but I don't know, man. Is it too good to be true? Is it too easy?
I think it's just, I don't know that it's too easy. It's really good. It's just, it's a tough one because it's one of those that like, I want it, but I don't at the same time. Like I want it because it would be a really good, like, device to further the story and to bring a lot more heat into this feud that's already really cooking that we're really loving. But like, I don't want it because I don't want Money in the Bank to keep being treated like just this like throwaway kind of prop for something like that,
Yeah.
Especially where we've been over the last like couple of years where like it kind of has been treated that way. I'll keep harping on the Theory one forever because like that was so bad. And then, Priest fixed it this year. That was a good cash in with everything at WrestleMania and all, but it's just been like it's been rough for the last couple of years. The whole thing with Theory. Who was I don't even remember necessarily off the top of my head who was before that, but the pandemic one when Otis won, and it was a lunchbox then for a little while, and he lost it to the Miz. So then the Miz cashed in and won it for like a night to just give it back to Lashley and stuff. Like the Corbin one again. Like it's just like just been messy.
Something's got to give.
If you're if this is really going to take the place of Survivor Series as your one of your big four, like the main prize of it all has to like be worth more. It has to be like, it has to have more prestige.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Yep.
That's
where it's at.
Yep. That's how the cookie crumbles here, man.
Exactly.
Good show. Can't wait. I don't know if is it early? I guess. Maybe
no, it's a regular one. No, they're in Canada.
Wow. I thought it was. I said Canada. Yeah. All right. Shut me up. Let's get the hell out of here. Keith, give the people what they want. How can they find you?
You already know I'm on X and on TikTok at Keith of the Ring, and then I'm on Instagram at _ Keith of the Ring.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we are right here on the UW Pod, uwpod.com. We have a fancy website. Go check us out on all social media, X, Instagram. You got it all right there. If you want to listen to us on the go audio, Keith just showed you. We're on Spotify. We're on all the major audio platforms. God damn it. Have a good Saturday. Enjoy the PLE, and we'll see you next time right here on the UW Pod. Peace.